Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, your home for NFL talk here on YouTube. My name is Mike. Guys, I'm continuing my 2014 NFL Draft positional rankings. This video is for the tight ends in the 2014 class. A wide variety of tight ends available in terms of the games they like to play. And tight ends, I think that can be an asset for a multitude of teams here in the league, as the definition of what we think of a tight end has changed. And we start at number 5 with C.J. Fiedorowicz from Iowa. And if there's a team out there that's looking for more of what we thought of as a traditional tight end in the past, Fiedorowicz might be their option. You have a guy who I think his ceiling has just been tapped as a receiver, and that's what makes him an intriguing prospect. Didn't have a lot of game reps or chances, I should say, at Iowa in an offense that lacked a quarterback that could really get him the ball on a consistent basis. What we did see from Fiedorowicz, though, is a guy that's an absolute mauler in the running game when he needs to be, and is a lot more athletic than you would think. And I think if given the chance and given more reps, that's really the only knock on him. He's physical at the point of attack, okay? He runs good routes, has the ability to get open, does all the little things you'd expect from let's say, a Heath Miller type tight end, but he just hasn't had the quarterback to get him the ball. But there's also a question mark in that, right? How does he react with the reps when he's a focal point of an offense, or at least one of the weapons in an offense? But I think you have a grinder in Fiedorowicz, a guy that's going to work hard every day, a guy I think is going to be the biggest value at tight end in this class, because I think you're going to be able to get him in the second, late second, maybe even as late as the early fourth round. C.J. Fiedorowicz from Iowa. At number 4, I have Troy Niklas from Notre Dame. Look, Troy Niklas surprised a lot of people by coming out. He burst on the scene this year after virtually being non-existent in 2012 when he shared the tight end, or I shouldn't say, when he backed up Tyler Eifert at Notre Dame. Niklas' strengths are he's extremely physical, okay? He's going to out-physical any safety with that 6'6", 270 frame, okay? Very athletic for his size, can even line up as a lead blocker in some cases, so maybe an H-back could be a position he fills as well for any teams that do feature an H-back. Some of the negatives on him, guys: has not run an expanded route tree, and his route running is suspect. Also, if you're a Notre Dame fan, you know his hands probably are not as consistent as you'd like them to be. We'll see if coaches think they can coach him up on those two aspects, and if they can, look for him to, again, be in that late second to mid-third round range. Troy Niklas from Notre Dame. At number 3, I have Seferian-Jenkins from Washington. Now, these top 3 guys to me in this list are a notch above the guys at 4 and 5. And Seferian-Jenkins is a guy who's been on the national radar for a while playing at the University of Washington. Tremendously productive on the field as both a receiver and a blocker. I think his blocking is very underrated because we tend to highlight in this day and age, the receiving exploits of a tight end. He's a big-bodied guy that I think is the perfect, in this draft, we're going to talk about a guy that's a value in receiver, that's more than a security blanket kind of guy, and a guy in the running game who can be an asset for you. I think you're talking about Seferian-Jenkins, and I think he'd be an excellent fit for Seattle. Go to the same city that he played college ball in. Look for Seferian-Jenkins to the Seahawks late in the first round. At number 2, I have Jace Amaro, the tight end from Texas Tech. Look, more of a receiver-type tight end, sort of in that new age Jimmy Graham-type mold that everyone's looking for. You can't ignore his off-the-field problems he's had. I don't think he'd be number 1 anyway, even if he didn't have those problems. Can line up in the slot, can line up out wide, okay? Holds his own as a blocker, but that's definitely, a deficiency in his game, which he can improve on when he puts on strength and learns some different technique. But there's some teams going to get a guy between picks 20 and 32 here that's going to be an asset for them, that if they think they can control him and the attitude stuff won't be an issue, could be a guy we look back on as being a real gem of this class. And at number 1, guys, I have Ebron from North Carolina. To me, almost every list I look at, he's the clear and away number 1 tight end in this draft. The versatility to line up anywhere on the field. Improving as a blocker, sort of similar to Amaro. The ability to play that box-out game where he doesn't need to be open for you to throw him the ball. And those guys have really made a mark for themselves here in the NFL. Whether it's a Jimmy Graham at tight end, a Calvin Johnson, an Alshon Jeffrey. That's why I think you're going to see teams rank him with the receivers on their board, because I think he could be that kind of weapon here in the NFL. Has experience running all the routes, was tremendously productive in college, and everything just screams to him just points to him not lasting past the middle of the first round in this draft, in my eyes, especially at a position that's become increasingly more valued in the NFL. Guys, let me know what you think about the tight ends in this class. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. It's completely free, and I'm updating it constantly every day, giving you the best NFL-related content out here on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks for listening. Have a great night.